Forest. It's not hard. Forest. Okay, obviously defensively, we weren't real pleased, obviously with the way we've guarded, up until this point. Obviously that's been affected by, the volume of turnovers and runouts that we've given up, through the first, 11 games. I think we did a good job, in the time off of, really getting back to a lot of the fundamentals of defense, guarding every type of an action, I think getting back to that type of an identity of trying to dictate more things, defensively, and then our willingness of, giving the 9 guys that we have available to us all a chance to contribute. So, I was happy with the way the guys played. I thought the first half we played at a very high level. Then we started fouling quite frequently, which disrupted our rhythm. Guys got in foul trouble, and then we played well enough offensively in pockets, to I think win fairly comfortable.
Yeah, well, when the other team is struggling that much in the first half, obviously you're playing the defense, but they're struggling. Is it tough to almost, keep that defensive focus, or you just assume the other team's going to miss?
No, I think we, I think we got them to take a lot of the types of shots, that through scouting. I think when you have, really when you have 12 days to prepare, if you can't do a really good job of taking guys out of what they want to do, then you're not a very good coach. So I think we obviously contested a lot of different things, and then obviously, they're a young team, and when they got off to a slow start, obviously their offensive confidence, was a problem for them.
And how big the system about first 35 minutes of the game? What does it say about the way you play defense?
I just think we got a little bit more aggressive today. That we tried to scrape the passing lanes, we tried to pressure the ball. We changed up some of our ball screen coverages. And we have good sized perimeter players. That can be disruptive. They're athletic, and I think we did a good job.
Do you feel like if the interchangeable parts keep switching like that, or do you have to stay with it a little more? Like today at work, but do you feel like you can keep doing that against teams?
Yeah, I think so. I think certain teams, obviously, they didn't have the type of four-man that could make you pay, necessarily on the low block, so you could do that in certain games. Obviously, with our front court situation, we've got to find ways to be successful. With 4 guards, when you really, for the foreseeable future, only have 3 real forwards without any centers.
Aside from the players focusing on academics, what were the principal goals, the 2 weeks off? What did you as a staff want to address?
I just think, we obviously, we don't have a lot of, right now we don't have the number of people on the bus, that you would like to have, and that's my responsibility. We're in our 2nd year. I should have this. This roster, and depth in a better position. I've got to do. Obviously, I can't allow that to ever happen again. But I like the people that are on our bus right now. I think that the 9 scholarship guys, that were active today, and obviously Mike, who's going to be out indefinitely. I think we have the right people on the bus with the right attitude and the right energy, and and I think we played the game the right way. I mean, we're not at the point as a program where we're going to play great and efficiently all the time, but I think our intentions were the way they should be.
Given how things have gone the last month on and off the court, how important was it to restart this season with a win, regardless of who your opponent was?
Yeah, listen, the last 3 games have been excruciating. They've all been decided in the last minute. We've lost those games because of the way we've turned the ball over, and because of our inability to make free throws. We potentially right now, missing 22 free throws and 3 losses that were all decided in the last minute. We very well could have 10 wins right now, or 9 wins, and that's something that you got to get past, and you got to work at improving.
You know now, Biggie, without Mike and the roster, that you're going to have to play most of the minutes at the point. Just Just talk about how you prepare for that, how you adjust to that.
I just try to work hard in practice and stick every perimeter player and just try to get better at my defense. And when you get to the game, it'll be much easier.
Looked like the second half, you were, especially at the start of the second half, looked like you were really comfortable on it.
Yeah, the first half, I was pressuring the ball, and I could see that it was leading us into baskets, so I tried to do the same thing in the second half.
Your shot went down in the second half. Is that a confidence thing? I mean, do you feel yourself getting better offensively?
Yeah, every day of practice, I work on my jump shot during practice and before practice, so when I get to the game, it's just like practice.
Don't forget at night.
Oh yeah, at night too.
Before, during, and then at night. It's all day.
Dan, you played Matt Butler today. Has he just progressed, or are you just, obviously, you're not a good outside shooting team thus far?
Yeah, I think, listen, we're gonna see a lot of zone this year. Obviously because of the defensive rules, and then, I don't know, we did a study, and I think 80% of these games we've seen zone. I think we've only seen 20% of these games have been played man against us. And, we obviously, there's other areas of, it's not as simple as just, I guess, putting a shooter on the court, or going out and recruiting shooting. They have to be able to play, they have to be able to play defense, they have to be able to pass the ball, they have to be able to, understand concepts of both ends. And Matt is a really good shooter. I thought it was important, now obviously, with the roster being where it's at, to get his feet wet, try and get him comfortable, we have confidence in, that Matt could be a guy moving forward that can help us this year and down the road.
Yeah, how much of their shooting was then? Do you think it affected your shooting in the first half? Do you feel like just kind of?
I just think what hurt us is when we started fouling. When Gil had to come out with fouls. When X had to come out with fouls, and then the game, obviously we committed 26 fouls. So the game stopped a lot. And I think the tempo became maybe more of what they wanted it to be. We were getting stops and running early, and it was a rhythm, and the ball was moving. And then the game just kept stopping. I think a lot of them were fouls, but I think it just disrupted our rhythm. I think we would have had a really good offensive game. Maybe if the first half just played out a little bit different.
Are you still trying to adapt to the rules yourself, or the way you like to play defense? Is that still a work in progress?
Yeah, what's happened with the rosters, it forces that. And then like the rules. It's I don't know. The Providence game. There weren't. That game was kind of a real physical thing where we guarded Bryce Cotton pretty physically and aggressively, and it's just it's an adjustment. I just think on a game-to-game basis, you're just not sure, kind of what you're going to get, and I think those fouls, were called more fouls, technically. I think it's just hard, kind of adjusting on a game-to-game basis.
And in that vein, you obviously go tilt the aggressive defense way. So if it falls your way, you prefer to play that way. I guess is my question.
Yeah, we would like to. I think they were. This was heading towards a game, where we potentially, could have forced 20+ turnovers. And
they weren't going to get 30 points.
No. This could have. I think historically, obviously we talked at halftime. 2 field goals that they had at the half was the lowest amount of field goals the teams had in the first half, and we wanted to set a record in the second half, and then obviously we had some breakdowns and they shot 9 of 28. But that's we would like to be a pressure team. I just think that you have to be able to adjust it because you just don't know, game to game what's going to happen.
Then when you have situations like you have with Mike Powell, with Mike Amy, how do you address that with your staff and with your players when things like those come up?
Like I said earlier, I like, we have seats empty on the bus, to use that analogy, I guess. There's some empty seats, so I guess guys can have 2 seats to sit in, there's more room. But you do like the guys that are on the bus. I think that we have people, that they care about, what we're doing, that hold each other accountable, that want us to win. Represent the type of culture that we need to build here. This thing is not happening overnight. We want it to happen very, very quickly. know, and if we could get some of our key perimeter scorers going right now and playing at a high level, I think that we can, get there, a little bit quicker. But I like our bus right now. I like the people I get to coach every day. And obviously now just dealing with, Mike Amon's situation and his health, and, just wanting to make sure that, that we take care of his long-term health, and the rest of his life beyond this.